Hey besties, it's your girl MayaFiasco. Welcome back to the lounge. You know what it is and you know how we do. Nothing's off limits and nothing's taboo. Them tags made the pop like that ass was too. But baby, everything get better when your friends come through. So do the little ring a ding ding and let's get into some shit. So we are back with another read, rant, and review because I want to give you guys a chance to do some reading with your hooked on phonics ass. No, for real, but I want to give you guys a chance to go back and read some of the Biden plan so we can try to make this like a round table kind of think tank, because iron really sharpens iron. If we come up with some cool shit here, drop topics and ideas below. I don't mind reading up on shit that I don't know about. Obviously, I'm a nerd, so whatever you guys want to chit chat and go in on, I'm down for that shit. Let me know below. But I want to weigh back in on the Biden plan because I want to give y'all a chance to read up on that, and I did some research myself. And of course, obviously by my terrible ass skin right now, my hormones are high, so a bitch is really down to rant. And I just lifted a fucking fingernail, like I could go the fuck off. So yes, I'm gonna weigh in on some ranting, and of course I am still filling the void in my life with shopping, so we've got some shit to open up and review. So let's jump right into these meat and potatoes. If you guys have had a chance to go back and read, like I know you have found some interesting ideas amongst this affordable housing plan that he is calling investing in communities through housing. I call it Captastic 3000. Everybody doesn't work in housing like I do, so I have some insider trading on a lot of these things, but in general, you should read this and be like, bullshit. He's really going to pull 4 major bullet points. I'll run them somewhere around here so you can read them alongside, but they are: ending redlining and other discriminatory and unfair practices in the housing market, providing financial assistance to help hardworking Americans buy or rent safe, quality housing, including down payment assistance through a refundable and advanceable tax credit, and fully funding federal rental assistance. Girl, we're going to start there. But 3, increasing the supply, lowering the cost, and improving the quality of housing, including through investments in resilience, energy efficiency, and accessibility of homes. 4, pursuing and I can't even say it. It's so much bullshit. Pursuing a comprehensive approach to ending homelessness. This weak ass passive aggressive shit. Pursuing a Okay. All right. We're going to sit on number 1 because you should be just as mad as I am, and I'm sure you're not, and I'm just not going to be mad at you, but I'll tell you why. But we're going to start with 2 and 3 because they kind of go hand in hand, and really they're the only actions amongst this like 460 billion trillion unfathomable number that you propose to spend. Like, my God. So, okay, whatever. In Nashville, we have already been one of the cities to opt into taking this huge federal loan to ratify our public housings, right? They don't like the way poor people look or live in the city center. So all of the nation's city planners that have, the eyes on the prize for what their cityscapes could be, they don't want you there no more. But how do you draw people into living downtown again after the white flight of, previous years? You have to, recreate the housing. So what they're not saying when they're saying increase the availability of housing is that they want to do away with single family homes that sit on lots, have yards and things, to be able to build high rises and row houses or townhomes with that kind of brownstone finish right at the curb look. All of those kind of builds where you can get a lot of people on very small amounts of land. That's creating the efficiency that they're trying to make, right? So what that means, what does that really mean? That doesn't sound like at all horrible. Like, why are you tripping? Okay. In Nashville alone, KC Projects is a public housing unit that'll hold about 1,000 families. Okay. And this is one of the largest, if it's probably the largest, but one of the largest projects in our city. And it's right off of downtown. Beautiful views of the city, right off the interstate, great accessibility for welfare and public services, the bus line, all of that. Really prime real estate. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 5th, 6th, 7th, a little bit of that to the back end of Kirkpatrick, like a 6 city block for maybe 6 to 8 deep. Huge. This is a huge housing complex, all brick. This was made like in the 30s. This is major land. And now we've already agreed to level that and build new. If you ride through KC now, you'll see some of these new structures. And what they're not telling you about affordable housing is that when they build these new structures, how are they going to pay the rent? You're going to have to draw in market rate renters to be able to afford the loan that you just paid. So only a very small percentage of these new builds that are going up are going to accommodate the people that they are displacing to make them. T. So y'all move niggas out per usual. build new on the promise that this is going to be affordable housing for the people of the city. 'Tis not. You won't be able to come back into these areas. You won't be able to afford these areas. And the few subsidies that will be available will be tied to the unit. That means if you do not live in that particular address, the benefit of the lower income rate is not in every unit in those buildings, right? So for every fifth door on the left, maybe that is at 40% market rate. I'm not going to run numbers to you. I know it's a lot, but there's only going to be a marginal savings on some spots, not the whole unit being available to low income families. I'm going to make some suggestions. I'm not just going to harp on shit, but stay with me. So when you read the clause about rental assistance, programs like rental assistance are very deceiving because you're like, God, all Americans need rental assistance. Didn't you this year need some rental assistance? And weren't most of you fucking denied? Whilst all of the voucher holders around this country sat like fat cakes while the government continued to pay on their rent. There are hundreds of thousands of families in Nashville alone who choose not to work, and we cover their rent, we, the taxpayers, at our full expense because they just don't want to. If you are going to fully fund rental assistance, you need to fully restructure rental assistance. There are real working families that need real help on the regular. Just because you don't hold a voucher doesn't mean you don't get some help. If you are so fortunate to hold a voucher and have guaranteed assistance, then your ass need to fucking work. You had to at one point have like 10 or 15 hours working income to even qualify for food stamps, but you don't have to do a motherfucking thing for me to pay top dollar rent for you to sit on your ass. Girl, no. Y'all want to fully fund rental assistance? Then you need to fully fund all Americans with rental assistance. You need to fully restructure the voucher program, Section 8, family sufficiency, all of it, because we are wasting taxpayers' money month after month in cities like Nashville, when other places like Atlanta, Michigan, California, they don't do that shit. They don't allow that shit. You want help? You got to be trying. These people literally, and this is not even just across the board. We're not talking about elderly disabled. We're talking about some people do work. And if they're only paying in about 33% of their income towards rent, how about we extend that to all Americans for a certain amount of time? If you want to restructure or you want to fully fund rental assistance, really help people for a long term instead of the way we tacked on all of these missed months onto people's leases. Now people can't move. Now we're just waiting to file evictions. And everybody was sitting around assuming that rent memorandum meant nobody could be evicted unless you were in a property that was receiving government subsidy. Only then were they prevented from filing evictions. If that was a private landlord that owned a home that you were renting, they could have taken possession like at any fucking time. Y'all weren't reading. This shit was so wild. So I understand housing to be a very real human rights issue and that all of us really do need affordable housing. But this plan is fucking cap. This is fucking cap. You are going to build gorgeous new high rises with the same kind of socioeconomic structure as is in New York and LA, where the first couple of rows of buildings, or the first couple of floors, are going to be rentable, basic model kind of thing. And then the money's going to climb as the views climb. So don't tell me you're making affordable housing when you're trying to draw in top dollar renters to pay back a loan Nashville citizens didn't even know you took. What? The cap's so big these days. Ugh. Any hoodle. People are really homeless not because of financial disparity, they can't, or because of shortage of housing. They're losing their homes because they can't even afford housing. So when you tell people we're making affordable housing, don't worry, affordable housing is coming, you're lying. You're flat foot, bold face lying. And I see it and I'm snitching. So I would also go as far as to make the same suggestion that I made previously, that if you are going to have these kind of opportunities for development and improvements, that you would extend those contracts to minorities, that you give an opportunity to small local builders to get a piece of this pie and stop funneling this same tax incentive money out the door, same millions of dollars in money out of the door, because every property that I see being built is foreign labor under the same 2 and 3 huge conglomerates that don't give a fuck about the neighborhoods that they're ravaging. So make it make sense. If you're going to name it investing into communities, I want to see that money really help communities. Why don't we do something like revitalization loans to allow people to improve the single family homes that they have? But I want to double back, because let's say that these builders got this tax break and then they extended this to a slashed rental rate for a locked in amount of time. We'll say 3 to 5 years, that this rent is not going to move and you're going to have the opportunity, maybe even, call me crazy, do some education, some resources, bring that in instead of expecting people to always travel out, and educate these these people on how best to change their budget, how to go about securing these loans, what they're going to need to really care for a home going forward. Education is always going to be the most powerful thing, right? So educate some people while we have this opportunity to lower the rental rate. And then in turn, we're in a better standing when they go out and get these home loans. If you're going to make the first statement about predatory practices in redlining and loaning for homes, then that, oh my God, if you're going to be able to say shit like that, then if you really want to even the playing field, give 0% loans to African-American first-time homeowners, all brown and black people. Give it to all of us then. You know, if you want to really even the playing field, you could, but instead they use these buzzwords like affordable housing and scapegoat niggas and gaslight niggas rather into thinking like, oh, this is a great plan and we're going to get what we need. You're not from this plan. And the way that it's structured is so that developers and builders are going to make crazy amounts of money. Rental prices are going to climb through the roof. We're looking at another housing bubble pop like we did in '08. Like nothing about this plan makes any sense. Because I also think that if you're going to like in Antioch, for instance, Antioch traffic is the fucking worst. Everybody talks about it. Another problem in Antioch though is the power grid. If you live on the lakeside or lower Antioch, your power goes out all the time. No reason. Middle of the day. Pisses my dog the fuck off. But are they doing anything about that? But instead, every other day, there's a new developer, a new apartment complex, a new townhome, a new neighborhood going up. And if you're going to allow these developers to get 10 and 15 years of tax breaks, they should be required to extend and expand the roads they are developing on, as well as pay for the power grid improvements in this area. I think that that's a fair responsibility. They're currently building a huge apartment complex that is going to be top fucking dollar on Murfreesboro and Mount View. Bitch. What? No one's getting home. We're never getting home. Like, okay. If you're not familiar with Nashville, Mount View is a single lane street, one lane each way on Murfreesboro Road at that particular intersection is one of the worst spots for traffic, morning, noon, and night. It's also a horrible spot for wrecks because people run the light. Because it's a one lane street, you only have so much time for a person to make a left, so much time to get through going straight. It's just a shithole. They just also put a big fucking ass Thornton's right there. Like, it's already busy as hell. So if this developer is going to be able to, one, take that a horse ranch, because that was a real horse sanctuary. Y'all remember that fucking shit. They was saving horses on Murfreesboro Road, but okay, y'all gonna take the fucking horse ranch and make it a complex. Then you need to expand and widen Mount View for at least a quarter mile in either direction. You should have to pay for the expansion on the light, the retiming of that light, all of that money that's required for the engineers and the civil people to do the light review shit. All the reasons that they say that it takes so long to get some shit done, put that shit on them then. You want to stand to make millions every month in rent? You want to pay to develop in an area? Then you have to pay for us to be able to really function in that area. Because a new complex like that, it's going to add 10 minutes to everybody's traffic. I can't imagine what it's going to do to the power grid. It's going to increase crime. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair. I own a home in this area, and those are the kind of things that don't help us out. I'm just saying. But suggestions that I have, what suggestions y'all got? I ain't trying to be the only one on my little soapbox, but I think this could be a cool little platform if we were to throw some ideas, maybe make some shit happen, right? But whatever, that shit was real deal pissing me off because the first thing out of his mouth was literally from 1968. We're going to end redlining and discriminatory practices. My nigga, that shit so, I know everybody's not a super nerd historian or nothing, but that's the first suggestion you have. Some shit that was passed 52 years ago. We've made no real progress in housing, and this plan really does show it for me. So you're really going to do it this time, is what you're saying? We see that it never really did work. We see how much y'all are still paying in interest. We see the difference in the loan rates. We see still that oh my God, it was a big red poker in my eye just to see that shit. Wow, y'all just gonna tell on yourself. And maybe it was just pissing me off. It didn't piss you off, tell me I'm wrong, I guess. But I was just floored to see that be the leading objective. We marching to Selma tomorrow too? This country is going to hell. So anywho, since I'm motherfucking ranting, y'all got my motherfucking blood pressure up and shit. Let's talk about the dumbass hoe that ran away and scared her mama and had all of us press sharing her pictures on the internet. Y'all was giving money to her group me. Y'all was giving money to her GoFundMe. I'm glad I didn't do that shit. But I really gave that hoe time, energy, intentions, prayers, like real fucking effort. Because it's very scary as a black woman to realize how predatory things have become around just black existence, period. Right? Like, it's constant. Black men are dying constantly. Now we're seeing black women being taken constantly. And when we start to rally and believe in something just to find out that you went to Pound Town, okay, like, girl, if you don't go get dick in peace and just tell your girl I'll call y'all next week, like, what is the big deal? But I curd. I shared the shit. I tried. I was here for the bitch, right? So then when I see, oh, she's found, it's all good, I'm like, well, can you guys maybe give us some insight? Because, like, invested, here for this. And I'm messy and I'm fake because I'm not really concerned. Who wasn't concerned? How you gonna tell me I wasn't fucking concerned? Twas. But I sincerely asked because, and I don't mind because this is my motherfucking platform, I will clarify. I asked because if there was something really going on or an individual that was dangerous, we need to let other young women know. Or two, if sis was really going through a mental break and having a real situation like other women probably are, let's list some resources. Give some girls some options. Let's help the kids navigate tumultuous times in their life. But no, you want to be prideful? You want to do the whole, can we not just focus on that she's okay? Is she okay? We don't know that she's okay. Because y'all just said the bitch was broke, lost, unstable. Like, but now I'm nosy and I'm meddling. So everybody that decided to go subtweeting, I see you hoes then at me. But I was the bitch who responded and asked because I sincerely cared enough to want to protect my nieces and my cousins that are soon to be going to school facing these same issues. But, carry on. So since y'all ain't want to be 100 and save the next bitch from trauma, I heard that the girl was in Decatur taking Pound Town to the back because her family got on her nerves and she just wanted to run the fuck away, and that nigga was in her head and convinced her to just like turn off her shit. Then I also heard, because I did live in New Orleans for a while and heard about this whole ring of people that were like going to other cities, like kidnapping girls, taking them to then like their cities, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, whatever, tricking them out for a certain dollar amount. And then they would take them back and just drop them off. But you got to hold till you reach your amount. I had heard sis got scooped the fuck up and was in Baton Rouge slapping thighs for a 2-piece until she reached her amount. I heard. The streets was talking, and since y'all didn't want to speak up and protect her from the rumor mill, I heard. Don't ask me for no motherfucking money. Don't ask me to look for nobody. Y'all better keep up with your friends. Rule of thumb, if I really fuck with you, bestie, my besties have my location. If I fall the fuck off, I don't fall the fuck off. If something happens to me, they know who the fuck did that. There's never time. It was that nigga. It was that nigga. Now I'm gonna see my dot the second that bitch go off. Like, no, bruh. Y'all can't believe y'all don't have nobody close to you, nobody trustworthy that you can lean on and confide in. That's really sad. And in turn, when strangers are reaching out, showing love, being supportive, you instead choose to be violent or choose to be prideful, choose to be secretive, whatever. And you ain't got to disagree. You can get a YouTube and you can take 24 hours to respond. Nas, it's whatever. Like, but all that sneak this and subtweeting, I promise you, at me. At me. Y'all knew hoes ain't got no class. I was up in Ohio and it was just Ohio's everywhere. Like, god damn. Y'all new hoes ain't got no class. It's one thing to be out here in your hoe face, doing what you want to do, getting it how you live, girl, moving how you move. It's another thing to be clapping cheeks poorly on top of a Jeep, letting your titties hang. And why are y'all titties so long? Y'all be 21. Titties laying the fuck down. What are y'all doing? I'm not finna do it. But Ohio. While Ohio don't have nothing but light skinned hoes with long titties, it do got some good ass food. If you don't go nowhere else to eat, hit up Columbus, Ohio. Get you some motherfucking roosters. They fucking close Gingy's. Like, what? But make sure you out on the late night tip and get some of that street meat, like a kebab or a gyro from the Habibis that be out there. That shit smacks. Fuck with. Was that really it? That's all my two favorite things. Roosters and them. But Ohio lit as fuck. Like, I fuck with Ohio. And it has, like, no humidity. So, girl, you be cute. Like, all spring, all summer. Your allergies be a little off. They got their own allergens. But, like, humidity? No. Like, you're not just sweaty, oily. T-zone is on chill. Like, I fucks with Ohio. Okay? I also fucks with Ohio for a little bit of shopping. Right? Shout out to Slim because he sent us over to Soul Society. Is that called Soul Society? I guess I'm moving on to reviews. Am I done reading? I'm moving on to reviews because really the real reason we made this video was because I promised myself I would not open these packages until I recorded this video. So if I didn't unbox it with y'all, I couldn't open it just on my own. So this is me keeping my word to myself, and this is you enjoying my self-discipline and looking at all my pretty things. So the shoes I actually wore the other night to Hibachi. Shout out to my bitches. I wore these to Hibachi and they were fire as fuck. They're so comfy. But I picked these up at Soul Society. Just a little Nike jump. Wop, wop, wop. The mesh on this is crazy light though. Like, it's this perfect balance of nice and bright orange without being like ultra highlighter, but not too dark that it's giving me burnt. Like, I'm getting all spring, all summer in this. I'm already knowing, like, I'm finna do the thing. Loving that the heel cup is lined in leather up top right here. Really nice detail. Back tab. It is just a stamp on. I actually thought it was a, No, just a stamp on Nike. So obviously spring and summer, more of your shoes are going to be like meshes and canvas. This is got some suede pieces on it, which I am a huge suede fan, as you obviously can tell. But I try to always seal my canvas shoes and all of my like fabric shoes with actually patio furniture sealant. We might have talked about this before. I'm going to do a how to protect your like canvas and hey, little Mike. How to protect your like white canvas shoes and your summer moves when you're outside, water, rain, spills, all that kind of stuff. So I'll show you how to do that. But these were a fucking hit. I was really comfy in these last night. And I also picked up a carrot tee. So I'll show you a picture of that because I was too fucking eager and jumped right in those. But Soul Classics. So the store is actually called Soul Classics in Columbus, Ohio. It was a really cool spot. Shout out to the guys in there for all of their help and their love. This was definitely not a paid or, promoted video or anything. This is just purely the shit that I copped and how much I love it. I have been looking for a carrot t-shirt for a minute and I'm really happy with the one that I got. So enjoy that picture because it's up there somewhere. And then, of course, they just stacked us out with a bunch of stickers and junks. This is probably our favorite. No, is that upside down? Yes. There we go. I gave Fresh Air since we did cop some Nikes. And then this is actually pretty cool. Jason Mark. If you are a big sneakerhead, then you probably are aware of his shoe cleaning line, but they have little moist towelettes as well now for that on-the-go quick touch-up thing. You can use this on all of your leathers, on all of your surfaces. Leathers and suedes are also good. Just don't give it too much agitation on like your nappy nubucks or your super dyed leathers. It will say not to be used, but I asked the guys in the store because I was like, all my shoes are suede. He was like, you can knock off, a little spillage or some mud. He was like, but don't give it too much agitation. But of course, your canvas shoes, your leather shoe, just give it a wipe. A really good thing to have on the go though. So toss these in my carry-on. Hold on to those. Nike air freshener. Never seen that before, but I was like, give it to me. And some good Soul Classics stickers. So shout out to the guys over there. Thank you for having me. It was a blasty blast. So the reason that I am here, I finally get to open my packages. I think one of these is a hat and I don't know what the other one is. So I'm pretty excited. So this is the Supreme and Kango collab little ball cap. It came in this nice nappy classic Kango fabric with, of course, big label Supreme across the front. It is a fitted, so I went ahead and copped it in the extra large because I got a lot of fucking hair. I've been on a little bit of a hat kick lately. Like, you guys remember when I was going crazy to get a crusher, like a bucket hat? And now that I've gotten that one, I'm like, what else can we cop? So I was super excited about this. And it's pink. It's pink. It's your little baby. I ain't mad at your little baby. Okay. Now what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? This is shop too though. Oh, I am definitely on a fucking hat kick. Bitch. I am running up the bag. All of my dreams are coming true. I got a bucket. How about you? Super glad I got the pink in an XL because I do have way too much hair for the super fit. And the first denim crusher that I got, I think I actually intended to get it in a medium large, and I think I got it in the small medium because it's a little snug sometimes, but I fuck with it, so I'd rather be uncomfortable. But now that I'm looking at it, this is a medium large, so fuck it. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I got a bucket. How about you? And it read. Big. On my sticky beat. Oh. Too warm. Look. I don't know what you came to do. First of all, I'm fresh as hell. I don't even like know what to tell you, boss. Like, I done made both my hat dreams come true. Some are finna be up like it's stuck, up like these fucking hormones, boy. God damn, stomach is killing me. Drink your weird wine. Stay off my line. I'ma holler at you.